Hey everyone. Thank y'all so much for joining. I'm going to give us a few minutes to get started. Some people are telling me that they're having some technical difficulties. So bear with me. I'm going to send a quick email just to make sure that everyone is able to attend. How's everyone doing? Just say something in the chat for me. That would be great. How's everyone doing? Also, let me know in the chat, where are you located? And what industry are you in? Where are you located and what industry are you in? Dope. Let's see who's here. All right, y'all, bear with me 1 second. I'm just gonna see if I can get everyone else in tonight. I know some folks are having some technical difficulties getting in. And let me see if I can figure that out real quick. My emails are like blowing up because some folks aren't able to get in. So I just sent out a Zoom. Or an email to access it. But bear with me, y'all. We'll be getting started in about 5 minutes. Did anybody else have any issues with the Zoom? Oh, okay. Okay, cool. So Megan just said, I got your second email. All right, we in action. We in action. How's everyone doing? So let me know where you all are located and let me know what industry you're in. I'm really excited to be chatting with you all this evening. So let's see. We got Ohio, we got H-Town, San Francisco, Nashville. Rep your city, y'all. Atlanta, I almost moved to Atlanta. We got Brooklyn here. LA, higher education. UK, what's up, Lou? Welcome. Thank you for joining. It's midnight there. I appreciate you being here. Central California, the chat is like Poppington right now. We got H-Town again, New York, Georgia, Chicago, Philly, Atlanta. Y'all, I can't keep up with the chat. I'm so excited that y'all are here tonight. Thank you for joining. Thank you for joining. We got Decatur in the house. We got Dallas, Minneapolis, New York. I don't want to miss anyone, but y'all, I can't keep up with everybody here. We got Toronto in the house. Hey, Miss Garvin from Charlotte. Another Toronto. Let's see, Philly, Charlotte. I'm in Charlotte, so shout out to 704. Well, I'm actually in Raleigh at the moment. Cool. We got Winston in the house. I'm looking through here just to kind of see who's here. LA. Y'all are from all over. Thank y'all for being here. I'm so excited to chat with you all. Hey, Chelsea Caldwell. Paris. Please, I want to go to Paris. Where y'all located? Let me know. Where y'all located? What industry are you in? Don't be shy. I did my makeup for y'all today, and I even laid my edges down. So that's how you know I was excited to be here. Hey, Beza, thank you. Yes, edges. Hey, Shamika. All right, let me see if anyone else is having any issues. Okay, cool. So it's looking like y'all are able to get in now. Hey, Janisha. I have so much information that I do want to cover. So I do want to make sure that we're able to get through it. Sorry about the link challenge. Abina from Stockholm, welcome, 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 welcome. So while we're here, here's the first question that I have for you all. On a scale from 1 to 10, now I'm a career coach, so I'm going to ask you all questions to really get you thinking. On a scale from 1 to 10, what would you say is your confidence level with your job search strategy for 2021? 10 being the highest, 1 being the lowest. And tell me why. What would you say you're struggling with? What is your biggest struggle right now? What is your biggest struggle right now? I want to know. Networking, transitioning into a new field, negotiation, transitioning, networking. Oh, this chat is going crazy. Make sure you put your number in here too. Finding the right job. Wow, y'all, this chat is really going in. If you are calling in from your phone, I did just email a new link. So please let me know if that is working. Transitioning into a new field. We're going to be talking about that for any of my career transitioners in here. Networking to find ops in my current company. Out of practice with interviews. Gosh, you, gosh, you, gosh, you. Interview prep. LinkedIn. Just getting started. Cover letters. We're going to talk about that. The great thing about having me here is I can talk about anything career related. So that is resumes, cover letters, interviewing, salary negotiation, networking. There is no question that is off limits tonight, as long as it's within the constraints of job search strategy. Okay. So let me go ahead and share my screen real quick. If you have any friends that are trying to join tonight, please send them the new link just to make sure that they have that. Please make sure you share that link with them. And I'm sorry about the issues. Also, y'all, we have a hashtag tonight. The hashtag is New Year, New Career. New Year, New Career. Shamika, I saw your tweet, y'all. You know, shout me out on social media at Letitia_Bird. I'll send you my braid girl, Shamika. I'll send you my braid girl. Okay, y'all, let me share my screen because I can talk to y'all in this chat all night long. So, view full screen. So let me hit share. Let me know. Oh, let me know if you can see my screen now. Can you all see my screen? Cool. All right. I'm hearing a lot of yeses. Well, let's go ahead and hop into it. I know we have so many folks on here tonight. Again, I'm really excited to be here with you all. I know you're already starting to drop some questions here in the Q&A. So keep those questions coming and I'll be sure to take some time to get through them. So tonight we're talking all about job search strategy for 2021, getting your career roadmap aligned for the new year. 2020 was not the best year for many of us, you know. With that being said, I want to make sure that, you know, 2021 in terms of career is going to be so much better for you. I'm wishing and hoping and praying that 2021 is going to turn out to be a much better year for all of us, you know. Being that 2020 was such a hard year, you know, our Lindsay said claiming it. If you're claiming it, please put I'm claiming it and put what you're claiming. What are you manifesting for this year? All right. You manifest, you got to put into action. That starts tonight, right? So with that being said, 2020 was a year of just trauma, of course, but a reawakening, you know. You're not able to escape that 9 to 5 by living on the weekends, going to brunch with the girls, you know, going on vacations and trips. Like our whole lives and our social lives kind of came to a halt. With that being said, that really kind of forced us to sit our butts down, work from home for many of us. And because we don't have that escape, we're confronted with the realities of, do I actually like what I'm doing, right? So as a coach, a lot of people were reaching out to me saying, I do not like my job. I don't like my career. I'm stuck at home. I can't even hang out on the weekends. I don't have my social life anymore. I have got to find something new. So if that is you, if you are really kind of ready to make that career jump and that career transition, I'm going to give you some things to think about as it relates to, you know, really just kind of moving forward, right? So again, shout me out on social media. I'm going to make sure my social media handles are here at the bottom of these slides. Hashtag New Year, New Career, period. I want y'all to claim that, write it down, put it on a sticky note, put the sticky note on your computer, whatever you got to do, but I want you to claim that because I believe that for you. So I hope that you have your pen, your notebook ready. I am going to be giving out so many gems. And one thing about me, y'all, is that I don't give fluff, okay? I'm not a fluffy type of just be great and be yourself and you can do it. No. We're going to be talking about tips, strategies, resources, like to knock this thing out of the park. This is going to be over the next 90 minutes, some time well spent, y'all. All right. I'm not here to play with your time. And I appreciate you all so much for being here tonight, because you could be asleep watching Bridgerton or, binging your favorite Netflix, Hulu, but you're here with me. I appreciate that. I really, really do. I want to just kind of see what's going on in the chat real quick. I may be taking a break here and there just to kind of see what you all are saying, because I want to make sure I'm keeping up with everything. Okay, cool. Let's see. How many people we got on here? Okay, we got over 300 people on here. Yeah, I just binged Bridgerton like 2 days ago. So what are y'all claiming? I want to shout out what some of y'all are saying here in the chat. New role with 6 figures within the next 90 days. I love that you put a time on that. Being paid what I'm worth. A new career that aligns with my ambitions and allows me to learn new skills. Love it. Forensic accountant. I love that. Ted, we're going to find that inspiration for you. You might be inspired by tonight. 6 figures. I love that for y'all. Everybody's in here claiming 6 figures. Andrea said, I'm claiming my book series will be published. Let me know. Want to support you. And Crystal said, I've set a date for submitting my resignation. Yes. Y'all, my birthday's on Monday. Just remember that, okay? Shout me out on my birthday, 1/11. I'm Capricorn baby. So January is going to be a great month. All right, cool. Let's go ahead and hop into it, y'all. So did you know that the average applicants per job posting is 250 resumes, okay? That's why I want to make sure that you're doing a lot more than just submitting a resume and waiting. The slide I meant to add in here was Gabrielle Union's baby. You know how like her baby like never smiles or anything? And there is this meme going around on social where she's like sitting in the chair like, frowning. I feel like that's what a lot of my clients used to do before working with me. You apply to a few jobs and you sitting on that couch angry because the companies aren't calling you back, right? So understand that the job market is very, very competitive. I want to break something down to you all that many of you may not have heard of before. This is called the recruiting yield pyramid. Have you seen this before? Have you heard of this before? Say a yes or no in the chat for me. All right, I'm seeing some other Capricorn babies in here. Nicole, happy early birthday. So I'm seeing a lot of no's. So let me explain to you all what this is. So this is a method used by recruiters to determine how many applicants and interviews are needed to hire. Let's break this down a little bit more. I'm not telling you this to scare you or intimidate you. I'm telling you this so you really know how the game is played, right? If you know how the game is played, then you know how to play it. Hey, Vogue, I'm glad you got in here. I saw your email. So, all right, what do we say now? The average job posting receives 250 applications. With that being said, 120 of these resumes will make it through the ATS. I'm pretty sure most of you have heard of the ATS. This is something we all hate. That is the applicant tracking system. Majority of companies do use an ATS. Why? Because they get hundreds of job applicants per posting, right? So it takes a lot of freaking time for a person to go through resume by resume by resume. That's why companies use an ATS. And what that ATS is doing is that it is scanning your resume for keywords, right? And we're going to talk about how to tailor your resume to that just a little bit tonight. There's a lot that goes into job search strategy, resume, LinkedIn, networking, so many things, right? But understand this. Once you know how to beat the ATS, you're good. Let me explain to you what this ATS looks like in action. Have you ever applied to a job before? And then 30 minutes later, it's like, sorry, you didn't make the cut. We're not moving forward. Guarantee you this, your resume was not seen by a human eye. It wasn't. It was scanned by a computer. So a couple of things you want to make sure you're doing is getting your resume in front of human eyes. What does that mean? Getting it through the ATS, that's definitely a way to play the game. Second is getting your resume to a person, right? We're going to talk about that tonight. So let me keep going through this. So again, y'all, this is a hypothetical, okay? This is not the end all be all for every single company. You all may have seen on LinkedIn that some jobs are getting 300, 400 applications, right? So with that being said, 250 applicants, under half of those resumes are getting through the ATS. There's a lot of people that are blind applying to jobs. What does that mean? You just applying to jobs left and right, left and right, left and right, hoping someone's going to call back, right? So 80 resumes are actually being reviewed by the recruiter. This is an ambitious number now, but I want y'all to see what this looks like. So let's say your resume gets through, yes, Orlando, play the numbers game. Let's say your resume gets through the ATS. Then hopefully your resume is going to be reviewed by the recruiter. Let's say 80 resumes are reviewed by the recruiter. This recruiter does 50 initial screenings, 50 initial screenings. One thing I want to let y'all know, okay, I'm going to be kind of going on some side tangents here because I'm very passionate about this stuff. Just get your pen ready. I haven't even done a formal introduction yet. If a recruiter calls you and they say, hey, Orlando, hey, Jessica, we want to talk to you about this job. Can you talk right now? No, don't do it, y'all. Don't let a recruiter call you on the spot. Give yourself some time to prep. Even if it's 24 hours, y'all, you do not have to talk to them right then and there at that moment, okay? Ask them, say, hey, you know what? I'm actually at my job, right? I'm actually working on a project at work. I do have some time tomorrow at 12 or 1, right? Figure out that window of availability in your schedule and ask if you can meet then. That's going to give you more time to prep, okay? Just saying that. But yes, recruiters will call you and expect you to just kind of be available for them. All right, so let's say that you get through the initial screening. 25 resumes are then sent to the hiring manager. Out of those resumes, the hiring manager selects 10 resumes. He or she does 10 interviews, right? Half gets to second round, 1 to 3 are invited for final interviews, and there is 1 offer sent. So why is this important? This is how a company decides how many applicants and interviews are needed to hire. That's something that I want you all to keep in mind. Yes, it is a numbers game, but that's why you can't put all of your eggs in one basket and you need to keep applying. You also need to make sure you're networking and getting your resume to a recruiter, to someone at the company, get it directly to the hiring manager if you can. So now let's talk about some top job searching mistakes. Here's what I don't want you to do. These are the biggest job searching mistakes that I've seen. 1, lack of focus, applying to any and everything. Yes, if you have questions, please drop your questions in the Q&A at the bottom. I'm going to leave some time at the end to take as many questions as I can. I'm trying to wrap this up by 8:30-ish Eastern time. Go back to the previous slide. Yep, here's the previous slide. Thank you, Tracy. I just got your email. I got a lot of stuff to get through, y'all. So take a screenshot, take a picture of it on your phone. This is not even we're not even at the tip of this stuff yet. If this is helpful, use a hashtag, new year, new career, shout your girl out. So let's keep moving. Lack of focus, applying to any and everything. If you're applying to everything, you're not tailoring your job search to some specific things. What I encourage my clients to do, narrow it down to the top 3 to 5 positions. And I'll talk a little bit about that in a second. Second, there is a lack of interview prep. Y'all, you have got to prep for these interviews like your life depends on it, okay? We're not talking about interviews tonight. That's something I love to talk about, but you need to be prepping for these interviews for at least two to 4 hours per job. And I'm talking about prepping for the phone screening all the way through the end of the interview process. Y'all watch Rhythm and Flow with Cardi B and Chance. Y'all, when it was time for them to get on stage, if they messed up, they forgot their lyrics, they messed up on the beat, that was it. You got to understand that interviews are literally the same, right? So you got to make sure you're prepping every time. 3, there's a lack of confidence. Me, as your career coach, I know you're worth it. I know you deserve it. But if you don't believe that in yourself, it's going to be really hard to convince someone else that you are the right person for the job. I don't like the term fake it till you make it, but I want you to figure out how you can really gas yourself up. And how to do that is proper preparation, right? You should be able to walk into these interviews. I don't care if you got 3 seconds of relevant work experience. You want to talk about that and run into the ground, okay? 4, relying only on posted job openings. I want you to do so much more than just applying to jobs, and we're going to talk about that tonight as well. Next, applying with resumes and cover letters that are not tailored to the job. I am a fan of cover letters. Yes, I am. Yes, I am. Okay. I used to be in recruiting. I was a recruiter that always read cover letters. I know we hate cover letters, y'all. We do. They're annoying. But here's the great thing about a cover letter. A cover letter is going to explain things that your resume cannot, right? Your resume should not be over 2 pages unless you are a professor, you're a surgeon, you're in government. Federal resumes can be really, really long. However, recruiters on average are spending less than 10 seconds looking at the resume. That cover letter, especially for my job changers out here, is going to allow you to really tell a story. Why are you pivoting from what you're doing now to where you want to go, right? This is why I like cover letters. But you do want to make sure you're tailoring your resume and your cover letter. Lastly, job searching with no plan. And this is really going to be a lot of what we talk about tonight, is how to set that strategy and plan so that you don't get burnt out, so you're not overwhelmed, so you're not tired and frustrated before you even get to the interview. Job search fatigue is real. Interview fatigue is real, right? You got to say, listen, y'all, job searching. I love this stuff so much. So thank y'all for being here with me. So job searching is not just applying to a job, and that's it. There's so many steps in the process. There's applying. Well, first, there's looking at jobs, looking at job boards. There's tailoring your resume. There's networking. You got the first round interviews. You negotiating salary. Like, there's so many parts in that. This is why having that plan, having that strategy is going to make sure that you have energy and you keep that energy and that momentum going. So by the time you don't get to the interview, you like, about time y'all called me. Okay, let me tell you about myself, right? Trust me, I've seen it. It definitely can feel like a full-time job. So one thing about me, y'all, is that I'm really silly and I'm very sarcastic. So no one is hiring during a panorama. That is not true. I get so many questions. Well, how can I get a job during COVID? Listen, companies are still hiring, okay? Yes, there were some hiring freezes. Yes, there were. Yes, there were some layoffs, right? Companies got scared and they're like, oh my gosh, we got to lay everybody off, right? But companies are hiring differently. Some industries are booming, some industries are not. Let's talk about some of the industries that aren't doing so well. Restaurants, travel, hospitality. Was you working at Bahamas Cruise Lines? Yeah, no, right? Okay, what industries are booming right now? Tech, healthcare, child cleaning supplies, Lysol. I bet Lysol and Clorox is hiring. Zoom, so tech, e-commerce, Shopify. Again, y'all, if you were an accountant at one company, all companies need accountants. You were in marketing, other companies need marketing. So yeah, it might take a little bit a shift, but what products, what things are you actually using more? Think about that. Those are the companies that are hiring right now, okay? So I wanted to include this stat on this slide to give you some hope. There were 7 million job openings available in the US. All right, this is from the Bureau of Labor Statistics, December 2020. Companies are still hiring during a Panera Bread, y'all. They are. So I don't want you to think that, there aren't any opportunities out here for you. Supply chain is booming, absolutely. Okay, so I have a question for y'all. This is my only quiz of tonight. What is your most difficult part of the job search for you? Is it getting to the first interview, getting from the first interview to the last, negotiating that salary, finding jobs you actually want? I haven't even got to the introduction. I haven't even got to the meat of what we're talking about tonight. This is y'all. We y'all in store. Y'all are stuck with me for the next hour. Okay, I'm seeing the responses come in. I'm seeing, whoops, how my chat go all the way to the top, A and D. And so, okay, I'm trying to see what's the common answer. D, y'all not finding jobs you actually want. That's see, now, this is a correct answer. No, every answer is correct. But a lot of people struggle is typically getting to the first interview. What is keeping you from that is having that job search strategy in place to even get there. What some people tell me is, if I can just get to the interview, I know I'm good. Well, you know what? You gotta put in the work to get to that actual interview. So now I'm actually getting to the introduction. Saneet said, I stay saying that. What do you stay saying? If I can just get to the interview. So by the end of this class tonight, here's some things that you will be able to walk out with. How to approach the job search with ease, which job boards are best to use for your industry and how to use them, how to create a schedule to find, apply, and interview for jobs, how to build a brand to leverage and showcase your value in the job market, and lastly, how to connect with recruiters, employers, and hiring managers in your industry. Remember our hashtag tonight, New Year, New Career. Also, I have a gift for you. If you stay with me until the end, yes, until the end, and I know who's staying here because I have a free recruiter email template. I'm actually going to be dropping that in the chat. I'm going to be dropping a link to that in the chat at the end. So you got to stay until the end if you want that. $59 value. Yes, y'all, people pay me for this template, but y'all get it for free. So why are we here? After serving hundreds of clients, I see so many women and also men, shout out to the men that are here. I see so many people settling for jobs where they don't feel valued and are severely underpaid in their industry, yet feel stuck due to a lack of knowledge and awareness on how to land their dream jobs. If this is you and you can relate, say, yes, I can relate. Here's the thing that really makes me upset about this is that unfortunately, this is not taught in school, right? Did you take a class on how to land a job? No, and I really hate that. I really hate it. So we have to teach and we have to train ourselves. And that's what I'm here to do. So for those of, I told y'all, I'm just now getting to the introduction. Okay. So for those of you that aren't familiar with me, my name is Letitia. I am a certified career coach, talent development consultant. I focus on the intersection of three things: company-wide, brand-wide, career empowerment, diversity and inclusion, and then leadership development for organizations and top talent. I love coaching. I've been doing it for several years now. And something that I really am proud of is the Career Chasers Members Club. That is an online global community of hundreds of women seeking career empowerment and guidance. I launched that in April because I saw that there was just a lack of support and encouragement, accountability, lack of community for job seekers. So in this community, our members are able to get hands-on guidance. This webinar, we do this every month. There's live Q&A with me and some other career coaches, fabulous career coaches as well. We have monthly challenges. We have over 500 members and we're in over 10 different countries. So we're here in the States, Ghana, UK. I don't want to leave any countries out, South Africa, Sweden, Australia, like all over. So shout out to any of the career chasers in here. Chelsea, you always so clutch dropping the link in here. Oh, and y'all, since we launched in April, our career chasers have gained new jobs with the cumulative salary increase of over 500K. Every day in our Facebook group, members are landing new jobs with 15K, 20K, 30K. salary increases. Vogue said, I'm rejoining. Girl, where'd you go? So y'all come and join. Actually, doors are open. So that's a little bit about me. I've been featured in a few publications, so you can Google them. And one that I'm really excited and proud of from last year was my last feature in Forbes, which was about how to break up with your employer during a pandemic. So definitely check that one out. Where do my clients work? They're all over. Oh, we have men in the program too. There is a real men of career chasers. Yes, there is. So men, if you're interested, drop something in the chat. So it's only, yep, thank you, Somi. It's only $19 a month. So here's where my clients work. I have the pleasure of working with companies like Zapier, Google. Our clients have landed jobs at Netflix, LinkedIn, Amazon, literally. So that's me in a nutshell. Now, let me tell y'all a quick story and then I'll hop back into those gems tonight. Before I became a coach, I hated my job and my life in 2014. I was working a job that was dull and boring. I found myself daydreaming at work about a better, a more enjoyable life. I actually went to school for accounting. Little tidbit about me. I grew up wanting to be an accountant. So I always like to tell this story because I think it's relatable. Have you ever wanted to do something in your career and then you do it and you're like, this is not it for me, right? You kind of feel like your back is up against the wall. With that being said, I wanted to be an accountant since I was a little girl. My mom raised me single mom household. We struggled financially. So I used to create budgets for her when I was like 10 years old. So I went into middle school saying, I'm going to be an accountant one day. That's what I did not like it. With that being said, my performance started to suffer. I isolated myself from my friends. I fell into a depression. But in 2015, I landed my dream job in recruiting from one connection, y'all, just one connection. And I was able to move from an accountant role to a senior recruiter role. They was mad, y'all. They was mad about that. Anybody in here work at DHG? Listen, I don't care now because I'm a corporate retiree. I retired from corporate at 28. But say all that to say, it took that one person. It was someone that I met in a professional association that became a mentor to me. He helped me prep for interviews. His name is Travis, and I love him so much. He helped me prep for interviews. And he even taught me how to negotiate salary. And then I realized I want to go and work at his firm. He was a director of talent acquisition. I met him for lunch one day. I gave him my resume. I gave him my cover letter. And I said, Travis, I want to work at your company. I want to work at your company. And here are the reasons why. He took me as a joke. He was like, okay. And I said, no, I'm serious. Let me explain to you why. And I broke down the research that I did and why I wanted to work there. Y'all know what he said? He said, no, nothing's going to open up for the next 6 to 12 months. So I went home that day. I remember being sad, like, man, I got to do this stupid job. The next morning, y'all, I kid you not. The next morning, I remember I was in the bathroom getting ready for the job that I hated, brushing my teeth. And I was like, you know what, if I got to do this job for, the next 6 months, like, let me just do what I got to do, right? 2 hours later, he texted me. He said, send me your resume. The person who had the recruiting position that I wanted put in her 2 weeks notice. Y'all, and I just get chills from that. That job was mine before they even opened it up. You get what I'm saying? And it took that one connection and me really, really focusing on building that relationship with Travis. So shout out to Travis. Thank you so much. So what I want to tell you is that you might be one connection away. You might be one application away. You might be one email, one LinkedIn message, one DM from getting to your dream job. I promise you on that. So these are some of the things that I teach my clients. So I told y'all my overall business intersection, but for coaching, I focus on these things: career empowerment, career ownership, and then life visioning. These are the common things that we talk about in Career Chasers. And I want to shout out a few of my coaching clients. And the reason why I now run coaching through Career Chasers is because, you know, you're going to be a lot more motivated when you have a group of solid individuals that you can go through this experience with. You're able to hold each other accountable and still get that support. So Nora, Michelle, and Nia, all of them were dissatisfied. They were underpaid. They were being underdeveloped, mistreated, trauma, y'all, traumatic work environments. And now they have moved on to bigger and better positions. So shout out to each of them here. You can see the salary increases and the receipts are long, especially for our career chasers. So here's the number one outcome of the webinar tonight. For you to feel 250% more confident, comfortable, and strategic in your job search efforts to land your dream job. So who hates these emails? Who is this email even giving y'all anxiety? I'm sorry, I should have gave you a trigger warning. I know, y'all. All right, let me go ahead and move quickly on to the next slide. I see why would you do that? Or this one, you had the initial screening with the recruiter and then you're ghosted. I know, it's really awful. It is. So at this point, defeat takes over. What do? You can try to fight somebody. Get a punching bag so you can get that energy out. Keep going, y'all. Make a strategy. Clarity, confidence, and control are the 3 C's that I focus on. And again, that's what we're going to be talking about tonight. All right, so I'm serious now. Are y'all serious too? You got your pen and your notebook out? I hate when I have a really good interview and then I never hear anything good or bad back. Hey, Jasmine. Thanks for being here. All right, so let's go ahead and get into it. What I want you all to do here, let me also say this. These no's that you're getting are getting you closer to that yes. Know that. I promise you on that, y'all. I have worked with so many people who were getting no's back to back, and then they finally got that yes, and they're like, wow, I went through all of this to get here. And I hate that it does have to be that kind of struggle to get there, but know that the more no's you get, the closer you're getting to your yes, right? You either win or you learn. There's no win or losing here, I promise you. What I want you all to start doing, take a hard look at your skills, your experience, your qualifications as an asset in the employment marketplace. Do I have anybody in here that is in marketing? I think I saw some marketers in here. Hey, Natasha, Rita. So you want to think about yourself as a product or a brand, right? You're marketing yourself to the marketplace, the job marketplace. Let's talk about this a little bit. Couple of things you have to know. What are you selling, right? Who are you selling to? Peloton is booming right now, right? Peloton is booming because they know what they're selling and they know who they're selling to. I want you to think about those 2 questions. What am I selling? Who are you selling to, right? So what is that price point for you? That's your salary, that's your bonus, that's those benefits. But what you're selling is your skills, your years of experience, all of the things that are most relevant to the job, and you have to know how to speak the language of your industry. So when you determine that there is a new product or service to sell or initiative, what's the first thing that you do? For my marketers in here, actually, you marketing adjacent, that's close enough. When you determine a new product or service to sell, what is the first thing you do is research. You're going to study your audience. Jasmine said, become an expert. What does your audience need? And how can you communicate what you're offering in a way that will draw them in to feel like they absolutely need this in their life? Alexa said market research and comparative analysis or competitive analysis. It might be both. So there's 2 parts of research that I want you all to really start doing and to think about here. Let's start with external. So you're going to do some external researching And this is about building that clarity. And then you're going to do that internal clarity work. External first, you want to make sure that you are studying job descriptions of jobs that you actually want, right? I am never going to tell any of my clients or any of the career chasers to just find a job that pays, right? No, I want you to find jobs that you actually want. Study job descriptions. How do you do that? LinkedIn, Glassdoor, yeah, whatever, Monster, Career Builder, whatever job boards you're using, and pull about 5 to 10 job descriptions and really start going through those. Let me break this down real quick. There's 3 parts to a job description. Are y'all still here with me? Because I have a lot that I want to talk about and I don't want to lose any of y'all. Okay. There's 3 parts to a job description typically. All right. Part 1, here, let me give you a blurb about the company. All right. Part 2, here's the responsibilities of that role. And then part 3, here are the qualifications and skills we're looking for. You really want to pay attention to part 2 and part 3. Go through the job descriptions. You can print it out, pull it up on a Google Doc. I want you to go through those responsibilities line by line. We want someone that can do, or excuse me, in this role, you would do this, right? I want you to start highlighting the things that you've done. Yep, done that. Yep, done that. Okay. I got you, Demetricia. I hope I said your name correctly. Demetricia. Did I say it right? Let me know. So let me slow it down. Oh, Demetria. Why is your name on here say? Okay, cool. Let me break this down again. There's 3 parts to the job description. I want you to only pay attention to part 2 and part 3. Part 2, responsibilities, what you will be doing in that job. Part 3, qualifications. You want to look at part 2, the responsibilities of that role, and just go through it line by line, highlight it or underline it if you have that experience. If you do, that needs to be in your resume, period. The 3rd part is the qualifications and skills and requirements. Those skills are super, super, super important because those skills that's in that job description also needs to be in your resume. I'm going to talk about resumes a little bit tonight as well. Okay. So you got to make sure you're studying these job descriptions like you study for a test, right? Scheduling informational interviews. With who? With people that are in the industry you want to move into. Or hey, start with who you know and see if they know folks in those industries. Schedule informational interviews, and that's going to give you a lot of clarity as to, or asking people about their journey. How did you transition into this? What are you all looking for on your team in this role, right? Again, understanding this is super important. And now let's talk about the internal clarity. So that's external. Internally, I mean, when I say internally, I mean inside within you. Make a list of what you want out of your ideal job. Okay. What I don't want you all to do is to try to fit yourself into this box. I want you to design your own box and see if an employer will allow you to live out loud, really be able to be the best in your industry, the way that you actually want to be. You get what I'm saying? So change your mindset here. Don't just apply to a job because you think you're qualified for it. Qualify yourself, and then you apply to the jobs where you actually can see yourself thriving in. Life is too short. Our social life is not popping like it used to be. Get a job that you actually enjoy. We spend over 1/3 of our lives working, right? We spend more time with our coworkers than our families or significant others sometimes. So this is why it's important. I want you to think about pay, location, working style, team dynamics, lifestyle. What type of lifestyle do you want to live? Okay. Based on those things, then you'll know what type of environments are going to be most fulfilling for you. If you are the type of person who really likes to do your own thing, you're not going to want to work in a team where they have an all hands meeting every single day, where your boss is micromanaging you. Or if that is what you like, if you love that kind of working with people, day in and day out. You want a job that's a little bit more hands-on. So as you start to explore, especially for those of you that are changing jobs right now, and you may be feeling like, man, I don't like this job. Pay attention to the things that you like. Pay attention to the things that you don't like, and just start taking a mental note of that, because that's data, right? That's giving you information as to what you want. Knowing what you don't want, y'all, it does get you closer to what you actually do want. And then the last thing I have on here is taking an inventory of your experience, your skills, and your network. There's two types of inventory I want you all to do, right? First, what is my experience over the last 10, 15 years? What are my most valuable skills? You need to make a list of those and write these things down. I encourage all of my clients, all of the career chasers, to actually make a brag sheet. And then the second thing here is a networking inventory. So go through your little black book. That's what they used to do in the 90s when it was time to make a call at night. But seriously, go through your LinkedIn connections, go through your phone, see who you're connected with. Who have you not talked to in a while? I'm going to give you all some additional things to think about as it relates to your network. So understand this, people hire people. I tweeted this earlier this week and it went kind of semi or mini viral online. People hire people, all right? Companies don't hire people, people hire people. So jobs are filled primarily through these ways. And I want you all to know this, because again, you understand this part, then you can understand how to play the game. So jobs are filled primarily through their internal candidates. Companies would rather hire someone that they know that has that company knowledge. It costs tens of thousands of dollars for companies to go through the recruiting process. They're pulling people away from their day jobs to actually interview, recruit, and all of those things. It's actually cheaper and more cost effective to hire someone that's already in the organization. So what does that mean? Well, that means that, let's say that you do want to change jobs, right? See if you can make that move inside of your organization. It is going to be, it depends on, how petty or not petty your employer is. Sometimes you might just be stuck in your company and you're not able to move freely. But if your company does value that, moving their employees, allowing them to explore different areas, I would encourage you to really think about how can you transition internally within your organization. Another thing to think about as well is start having conversations with people at your company that are in those roles that you're interested in, just to kind of get a feel of the work. You kind of want to be discreet about that, right? So be careful with that. Secondly, jobs are filled through employee referrals. This accounts for about 40% of new hires. There are a lot of companies that have employee referral programs. What does that look like? And this is really big in the, accounting, consulting, I think even in the tech space. So if someone refers someone to their organization, they get a job offer, that person gets a cut, right? So you definitely want to use your network here and see if that company has an employee referral program that they can put your resume through. If they can send your resume to the recruiter, something to definitely look into. And then the third most common way is, of course, the recruiters on LinkedIn. All right. So understand that. What I want you all to do, if you are job seeking, is to stop thinking that you are bothering someone, or you're using someone to get to that next opportunity. So what? Okay. I want you to let this go. This is your pride. This is your ego. I don't want to feel like I'm bothering people. Understand this. It is a fair value exchange. There are people in the world that genuinely like helping people, right? With that being said, let's say that you ask someone in your network to intro you to someone at a company, and you have a great conversation with that person, and that person goes back to the person that refers you to them. And they're like, you know what? I talked to Shamika and she was bomb. Well, they may not say that, right? But they may say, I talked to Shamika, she was great, right? That makes them look good too. So if you know that you're gonna go and get this job, I mean, you're gonna do a damn good job at it, you can't feel like you're bothering, someone. Again, it is a fair value exchange. You make them look good, they helping you out. All right, are we good on that? So this is how we're going to spend the rest of our time together on these 5 things, really. We've already talked about number 1, understanding the job market. Again, y'all, I want you to study these job descriptions. Start a Google Doc. Study and I'm going to give you a little bit more about how to use the resume to tailor that to the job description. I got a lot of stuff to cover, y'all. Hold on, let me drink some water. Because it's about to get really good. 2, so once you understand the job market, 2 is tailor your resume for every job. I'll have some questions here. Are you mirroring the words and phrases in the job description? Don't do a copy and paste, y'all. Listen, y'all, you know how we used to do in school, where you got to use information from the textbook and put that in your paper? Y'all know what I'm saying. Don't do it word for word. Switch out the words a little bit here and there, okay? You want to make sure you're mirroring the words and phrases in the job description. And then, does your strengths on your resume actually match the qualifications? 3, do more than just apply. If your only strategy is to apply to jobs and wait for a call, you are working backwards. I'm going to give you some things to think about that you should be doing when you're applying. I'm actually going to give you a solid job search schedule as well. That's going to be covered in the next few slides. 4, network online. The great thing, well, I don't want to say great thing because it's not a great thing, but because of the panorama, a lot of our networking has been switched to virtual, right? With that being said, there's a lot more virtual career fairs. There are more virtual networking events. There are more opportunities to network online. You don't have the option to not network online and to not actually have an online presence. Do you have a LinkedIn? Are you actually using that LinkedIn, right? I'm going to give you some LinkedIn tips tonight as well. So you want to make sure you have a referral for every single job you apply to. The cool thing about LinkedIn is you can actually, with LinkedIn Premium, does anybody in here have LinkedIn Premium? All right. So LinkedIn Premium, it will show you who the actual job poster is. Again, that is on the choice of the recruiter that posted that position to show their profile. So I recommend getting LinkedIn Premium, but you want to wait until you're fully confident in your LinkedIn profile. I used to, but I'm watching my budget. LinkedIn Premium is typically, there's a free trial for the first 30 days. And then after that, it's like $35 a month. But let's say you do the free trial, you pay for a month or 2, you cancel, LinkedIn will hit you like, you want to sign up again? I'm not telling you to finesse LinkedIn, but we know how to finesse. So whenever you do see the job poster showing their information on LinkedIn, send them a message. One thing that I did say at the beginning is that if you stay until the end, I have a recruiter email template. I'm going to drop it in the chat. You can kind of tailor that and use that when you're reaching out to them. Y'all, but listen, when you do reach out to a recruiter, don't say, I'm interested in opportunities at your company. You want to tell them, I'm interested in this opportunity. Hell, drop the job requisition number as well. Make it easy for them. Help them help you. Reach out to them. Don't be shy. For every job you apply to, you do want to have a referral. One of my coaching clients in 2018 was very diligent about this. So she said, I'm not applying to a job unless I have a referral there. She applied to 8 jobs. Now, this was like y'all, my clients be doing some miracle work. So she applied to 8 jobs. Out of her referral, she got 4 or 5 interviews and she got 1 offer. I know that's not the norm for everyone, but she focused more on relationships than getting to the job. So, I do think still it is a numbers game, especially in 2021. So you do want to make sure you are applying and networking as much as possible. And then 5 is being effective with your time. I want you to have a job search schedule. Treat it like a job, but that also means taking time off. Give yourself some PTO and pay yourself in snacks or something. So you don't want to be looking at these job boards 7 days a week. You're going to exhaust and tire yourself out. Okay. The jobs are not growing legs and running away. Be patient with yourself. Be kind to yourself, so that, again, you have energy to make it to the interview. Is it too forward to message recruiters on LinkedIn Premium without connecting with them? No. So if you want to, you can do it either way. So LinkedIn's been around now for 10 years. LinkedIn is a social networking site. So that means that you should be socially networking. I think when LinkedIn first popped off 10 years ago, it was very weird and uncommon to connect with someone you didn't know. In 2021, that is not the case. But for every person you do every person you send a connection request to, you do want to personalize that message or that connection request. But if you don't want to connect with them, you can send them an email, all right? And that is essentially in the form of an email, and that email will get sent directly to their email. So that's an option as well. I'm going to break down some job search strategy myths, and then we'll go ahead and talk more about strategy. The most qualified job applicants get the job. I'm sure that many of you all can relate to that. Okay, Aisha said I'm not getting responses via email. I do think it's best to send a connection request and message them. And y'all, don't be afraid to follow up. There's a lot of money and opportunity in the follow-up, all right? If a recruiter says, you know what, come back to me in a month or 3 months or 6 months, come back to them, all right? Another way to get through the recruiter, because I don't want to say recruiters are the only way, recruiters will listen more to someone at the organization as well. So let's say that you reach out to a recruiter, you can say, oh, I was referred by this person at your organization, right? That will definitely help. So you want to make sure you're doing you are networking both ways with the recruiters and also doing it internally. So I think we all can attest to this. The most qualified job applicants get the job. I wish that were the case. If it was, all of you would have jobs by now. Unfortunately, usually it's the most networked job applicants that do get the job. The resume alone is going to get you the job. Again, that's not the case. Your resume is more important than your LinkedIn. I want you all to put time and effort and energy into both your resume and LinkedIn. Okay. People will ask me when they would work with me, over the last few years is, which one should I invest in first? People might find you on LinkedIn and say, I love your profile. Send me your resume, right? So you never know what they're looking at first. Also, again, your LinkedIn with that summary at the top, you're able to tell a story, especially if you are a career changer. That gives you the opportunity to really give an overview of your experience and why you are wanting to transition into something new. Cover letters don't matter anymore. I've already given y'all my take on cover letters. I've been talking a lot. I still have a lot to get through, but I want to know, how are you all feeling? Is this helpful so far? Let me know in the chat, please. How many paragraphs should be included in the cover letter? 3 paragraphs. Maybe that if you want to do a 4-paragraph, that should be a real short paragraph. So the cover letter is really about expressing your interests, aligning your skill set to the job itself, giving some very clear examples of how you've demonstrated those skills and experience, why you're interested in the company. And then that last couple of sentences is thanking them for reviewing your application, including your contact information. That's the cover letter. Okay, cool. I'm seeing a lot of yeses. I hope y'all are shouting me out on social media. I'm not able to check right now. Again, let's make this hashtag, go viral on social. I don't know if I have that type of clout. So let's talk about understanding the market here. Here's some things to think about. What skills, qualifications, and experience are hiring managers looking for? Have you actually had conversations with real people in your industry? This is why I think joining organizations, networks like Career Chasers is really valuable, because you're able to meet a lot of people in different industries. Career Chasers, we're in over 20 industries. We probably got somebody in your industry or the industry you want to move into. So you want to make sure you're having conversations with these people. For some of you that may be introverts, it's hard to talk to people all day long. I get it. Set a goal of having 3 to 5 conversations a week. At the end of these conversations, asking them who else in their network do you think would be good for me to talk to? Use your first connections to get connected to your second connections on LinkedIn, right? So with that being said, I'm connected to a lot of recruiters because I used to do that work. So my clients would hit me and say, I see you're connected with this recruiter in that industry. Can you connect us? Can you facilitate an intro? I would hit that recruiter up and they would say, it depends, right? They would say most times, they would say, yeah, that's fine. And then I would facilitate that intro. So that's another thing to think about. It's just like seeing the mutual friends on Facebook. If you see your connection is mutual friends with someone at a company, industry, field that you're interested in, slide in the DMs. We got to be sliding, skating in these DMs in 2021. How are you getting in front of your audience? Ways to network. Professional associations. I really want you to start tapping into those this year. There's the American Marketing Association. I was a member of NABA for about 10 years, National Association of Black Accountants. That was how I was actually able to, again, make my transition from that one connection I told y'all about. We met through NABA, the National Black MBA Association. I want to also shout out a couple of other groups. Diversified Tech by someone named Vinny. I'm going to drop that link here or that name here in the chat. I love Diversified Tech. So that if you are looking to transition into the tech field, I highly, highly, highly recommend that. Okay, I'm seeing some folks in here saying I love Diversified Tech. So join these groups. And when I say join, I don't mean just sign up for the mailing list, but actually attend the events like this, right? Whenever you do get in these virtual networking events, don't be shy. Introduce yourself, drop a link to your LinkedIn profile, tell people you want to connect, okay? You got to get out of your own way. Let me also share this with you. Searching for a job is not a bad thing. I get it. Like sometimes it feels like I don't want to tell people I'm looking for a job. Sometimes you may think that is a sign of weakness. I really see it as a strength, a sign of strength. What that's showing me is that you aren't willing to settle. You know that you're meant for bigger and better things. That's a good thing that you're looking for a job because you know that you want more and you have more to give. So don't think that you searching for a job is a weakness at all. So don't be afraid to tell people that you are looking for work. Of course, if you are working full time and you don't want your employer to know, you want to kind of do it, more discreetly, but still have conversations. Think about your alum network. So I went to UNC Charlotte and NC State University for undergrad and grad. They have some solid alumni networks, or they have an alumni association. And I know if I wanted to go and get a job, I can tap into those networks right now. So think about that. Here's something I want you all to think about. Ariel said, hello, that's me. Something I want you all to think about when it comes to networking. Think about your networking like bubbles, right? How many of y'all are Greeks in sororities or fraternities, right? Church, nonprofit. Hell, I don't care if you go back to coworkers you used to work with back in the day. Again, you never know where these folks are working at. Classmates, Facebook, friends. I want you to really kind of start thinking about your network in different bubbles, and make a list of that. So the two things I have down here on this slide is a networking inventory. I have all of my coaching clients do this, and I asked them to get this list up to 50 people. I know you know 50 people, y'all. You do not live in the middle of nowhere and you have no Wi-Fi and you have no phone signal. Because if you didn't, you wouldn't be on here tonight. Make a list of the folks that you know. Drop your LinkedIn profiles here in this chat right now. I know it's going to be booming, but connect with who you can real quick. Shoot a, connect. I want y'all to do that. Natalie, if your network is primarily overseas, hey Shannon, I didn't know you were in here tonight. I think what's going to be really important is that you are connecting with companies that have employees in all countries. So like Zapier is, and a lot of tech companies have, well, I'm trying to be careful with my words here. Some of the tech companies that I've worked with, like Zapier is a client of mine, Meet Edgar, which is a social media marketing company, they're fully remote. So they got employees in all different countries. I would encourage you to really tap into those types of companies that are fully remote, where you are able to connect with people in different countries, or they're open to hiring people in all countries. The next thing is that skills inventory. So remember what I said earlier, getting about 5 to 10 job descriptions, making a list of those skills, ranking them on a scale from 1 to 5. How strong am I in these skills? One thing I do want to talk about tonight, and I don't know if that was on any of these slides, but I'll go ahead and talk about it now. Well, let's talk about tailoring your resume. And then I want to talk about some of you that might be looking for a new job and you're not, or excuse me, moving into a new kind of industry and you're not entirely sure what the hell to do because you don't have years of experience. You don't need years of experience sometimes, right? So you know how these job descriptions, I'm gonna tell y'all a secret. You know how these job descriptions will say you need 7 to 10 years of experience? Probably don't. If you have 5 years of experience, apply. All right. You're looking at a job that says you need to have 4 years of experience. You don't need it. You got 2 years, apply. You got 3 years, apply, y'all. Roles are meant to be grown into. Here's a stat that I always like to share. Here's a stat that I always like to share. So men apply to jobs if they meet 6 out of 10 qualifications. Women, we apply to jobs if we meet 10 out of 10. Get out of your own way, y'all. Get out of your own way. You don't need to check off every single thing on the job description. So apply. Now, you do want to have some type of experience, but here's a couple of things to think about. If you don't have relevant experience or tons of it, what can you do? Think about freelance work, right? The cool thing about marketing, getting into coding or tech, you can do some freelance work and create your own experience. Join a nonprofit that will allow you to actually do some work related to that field. So when I decided I wanted to move from accounting to recruiting, I was involved in NABA. And I led the Student Member Services Committee. I was doing student programming, planning recruiting events, setting up career fairs. So by the time I got to the interview for that recruiting role, I already created my own relevant experience. So join organizations and freelance work. Couple of things to think about there. All right, so here's a secret about your resume and tailoring your resume. Here's what you want to do. Start with a master resume. Start with the master resume. Who has 20,000 different versions of their resume saved on their computer right now? Just say guilty in the chat. 30,000? Y'all are funny. Nancy said 2.5 million. All right. Start with the master resume. That master resume is going to have all of your experience, professional, freelance, volunteer, your certifications. It's going to have all of that. Okay. That's fine. Keep that. But then what you're going to do, I already said this a million times, you get those core job descriptions. Again, I want you to break down the type of roles you're interested in into 3 to 5 job titles. If you over 7, if you over 10, you're going to stress yourself out because you're looking for a lot of different types of roles. And you want to be careful with that. So go through the job description, and let's say you're interested in marketing. So let's say you want to do experiential marketing. That's one. Maybe the next one is social media marketing. And somebody give me a third one. Somebody give me a third one in the chat. So your master resume is going to be a master marketing resume. And then you have 3 to 5 different types of resumes. Content marketing, brand strategy. Those are the 4 resume types right there. And then you want to tailor those for each job, right? You shouldn't have 20 million. Okay, so here's how you tailor your resume to the jobs. Professional summary. Every resume needs a professional summary. Every single resume. What is a professional summary? Professional summary is that paragraph at the top. That's about 4 to 5 sentences of the role you're interested in and how your experience is relevant to that. So throw the objective out and you want to add a summary. Okay, Google resume professional summaries. If you join Career Chasers, again, we launched this in April. One of our monthly themes was on resumes. I have a whole webinar on this, and I go into detail on how to tailor your resume. And I give you links to resume templates. You have a free resume summary that you can tailor and maneuver for your own resume. So if you join, you're actually going to get all of the material from April, from when we first started. So you do want a professional summary. That's how you're going to get past the ATS, because that's going to give you more leeway with putting those keywords and skills in your resume, as well as the skills section, right? So at the top of your resume, you have your summary, then you have those skills. Every resume needs a skills section. I recommend you put it at the top. And those skills need to come directly from the job descriptions. The last point on here, try a relevant work experience section if need be. So let's say you don't have a lot of relevant experience. Split your work experience into 2 sections. You have a relevant work experience, then you have a professional. Hey, Oye, I didn't know you were in here. Oye is one of the career coaches on our team. I think I'm dropping the right link in here, but Oye, correct me if I'm wrong here. Y'all about to have Oye booked out. Oye, drop your LinkedIn in here too, and your email so that they can connect with you. Yeah, so if you are a career chaser, you do get discounted career coaching, 45% off. And Oye is amazing. So again, we do offer that in Career Chasers. If you want career coaching, interview coaching, resume reviews, we do all of that. So try the relevant work experience section if need be, or a select career highlight section. Have you all heard of a select career highlight section before? Just say yes or no in the chat. Oh, hey, Georgette. Okay, all of my favorite people are in here. All right, so is your head spinning yet? Is this too much information? Tim said, nah. April, you signing up? Let me go ahead and just drop the link in here right now. Georgette said, yes, but I need it. I still got somewhere to go, y'all. How many slides do I have left on here? I'm trying to see. All right, we got a few more slides, and then we'll do a Q&A as well. So let me try to explain this succinctly. A select career highlight section is essentially another way or strategy for you to tailor your resume to the job description so that you can, again, put those keywords and skills in there. Select career highlights is just a short list, no more than 4 to 5 relevant, or 4 to 5 of the most relevant and important career accomplishments that are directly tied to the job descriptions of the roles you're applying to. This should be heavily based on data, facts, numbers, all of that. So on the last slide, I talked about marketing, I'm still on the same slide. Marketing. You have 3 types of resumes, right? You have your master resume, then you're breaking that down into 3 to 5 areas. Experiential marketing, brand strategy, content marketing, right? But this is where you tailor your resume: summary, skills, and then the select career highlights, the top 4 to 5 career accomplishments: led, planned, directed, oversaw. And then you got to make sure you have a result in there. Okay. Does that make sense, y'all? Does that make sense? Okay, cool. Zenobia, girl, you better email me. She's a career chaser, so we'll get you together. Don't even worry about it. And I wish I could spend more time on each of these things, but I wanted to kind of give overall, job search strategy. Again, we can do more specifics, in future webinars, or even if you're in Career Chasers, we can do that. So do more than just apply. Now we're past the resume at this point. Use social media. Twitter and LinkedIn are extremely effective. I did throw in Clubhouse. Once you get through all the noise, y'all, if anybody is on Clubhouse, it's a new app only available for iPhone users. It is a great way to network. But at the end of the day, social media is out here. Companies, they do Google you. They do look you up on Facebook. They will look you up on Twitter and LinkedIn. You might as well use that to your advantage. So, or create a professional Twitter, all right? I love networking on Twitter, and I get a lot of my business clients off of Twitter, because people are more laid back. They're more informal. They're more themselves on Twitter. For LinkedIn, it's still a little like uptight. You can do some good networking on Twitter. So use social media to your advantage. Make sure that your brand is consistent across each of your profiles. Try to use the same picture if you can. Try to make sure you're using that LinkedIn title, and change that to, first of all, your LinkedIn headline can go beyond your job title, especially if you are looking to transition. Y'all ever see how people don't have a job title as their headline on LinkedIn? It's more so of almost like a career mission statement. I do this for these people, right? You can use your headline and throw in the top 3 skills relevant to your industry. Marketing professional with experience in experiential marketing, content strategy, and brand marketing, right? Use these things to your advantage. Tailor it as you need to. Network to get interviews. Again, ask your network who they know. Here's a question that I get a lot from clients as well, and we're going to open it up for Q&A very, very, very soon. And remember, if you do stay until the end, I'm going to be dropping that recruiter email template in here. Let's say that you're not 100% sold on an opportunity. Don't turn down that interview. Let's say that you're satisfied in your day job, but you're still a little curious. Interviewing is a great way to network. It's a great way to just practice. I will not tell my clients to turn down an interview unless it's like scammy. We don't do scams. But networking, or excuse me, interviewing is a great way to also network. Turn your network into valuable relationships. I encourage you to focus on relationship building. Focus on depth, not necessarily width. So what am I saying here? Focus on building relationships with the right people versus trying to build relationships, or excuse me, network with any and everybody. Schedule coffee chats and calls before making the ask. I want you to break down your job search really in these ways: 40% job apps, 60% networking. And a great networking strategy is to send your resume to your contacts for feedback, okay? By the time you send your resume to your contacts, your resume should be bomb. You should sign up for the resume review with Oye. Get your accountability partner and career chasers to review it with you. But sending your resumes to your contacts is really a good way to network, for them to see what type of experience you have. You'd be surprised at the people that would be willing to help you if you just ask for that help. So now I'm going to give you some tips on LinkedIn. And remember, y'all, drop your questions in the Q&A, because we're about to move into the Q&A. And I say we have 37 questions. I can't get through all those questions. I'm going to do my best. Woo, that's a lot of questions, y'all. Y'all might have to, we'll figure out how I can get these questions answered. Yeah, I think you can also vote on the questions. If you're able to vote on these questions, let me know. So let's talk about LinkedIn real quick. Your LinkedIn should be complete. I mean, from top to bottom. Do it section by section. But again, for those career changers, that professional summary, and this is for any of you all, your summary should be a summary of your experience. You don't want to leave that blank, because we've talked about getting your resume through the ATS. You do want to make sure that your LinkedIn is really optimized for industry keywords. So it should be complete. Let recruiters know you're open to new opportunities, and then search for people, literally search for people on LinkedIn. You can search people by job title and or company name. So if you search for, I know someone in here wanted to be a forensic accountant. Forensic accountant, you can look for people by city, company, really look at those filters and use those to your advantage and start connecting with those individuals. So be effective with your time. Do you have a job search schedule? I'm going to give you a job search schedule on the next slide. Do you have a job search schedule? If you do, say yes. And what is that schedule like? I'm seeing no, yes, no, not yet. Okay. You do need to create a job search schedule. So what does that mean? Again, you should not be looking for jobs 7 days a week. Like I said, you got to give yourself a break. You will get burnt out here. Choose specific days and times and put that aside on your calendar to focus on your job search. Whether that's Monday, Wednesday, Fridays, you're looking at jobs. If you miss a day, it will be okay. You do need to give yourself some time. So set time aside in your schedule to search for jobs. One of my coaching clients, Dom, I don't know if Dom is in here, but before we started coaching together, he was waking up, looking at the job boards. He's scrolling on the job boards for fun. Don't do that, y'all. Don't wake up in the morning and start scrolling those job boards. All right. He was doing it before work. He was doing it after work. He was doing it on his lunch break. Don't do that. Monday, Wednesday, Friday, 2 hours in the morning or during a lunch break and 2 hours in the evening. Rita said, I have literally been doing that. LinkedIn is my new IG. So decide which days and times you're going to do that. Set up job alerts as well. You don't need to be on 10 plus different job boards. I was studying some recruiting and hiring trends earlier, and it said the average job seeker looks at least 7 to 8 job boards every day. I'm going to encourage you to narrow that down to 3 to 5. My favorite job boards are LinkedIn, and I also want to say Google. This is something that a lot of people don't know about. Over the last couple of years, Google rolled out their own job board. So you can actually do a Google search for roles in your city. And that is going to actually pull up jobs at a lot of different companies, even from different job boards. So if you search for, Rita, drop a job title in here since I know you're active in the chat. Or drop a job title, excuse me. Health educator, okay, Lindsay. Health educator in Charlotte, NC. Search for that in Google. Everybody pull up Google right now and do a search in Google. It's going to pull up different jobs from different job boards. That's going to allow you to really narrow down the amount of job boards that you're searching at. Create a targeted list of companies and apply for jobs online directly. I would encourage you to actually go on the company's site themselves and apply to jobs through their job board. The best time to apply for jobs is early in the morning or in the evenings, right? So when a recruiter comes in for the day, they are going to be looking to see new applicants. Or if you do it in the evenings, they'll see it when they come in first day. The best days to apply for jobs is Mondays and Tuesdays. So here's an effective job search schedule that I tell a lot of my coaching clients about. I want you to think about energy management over time management. So when are you the most energized? And schedule your time or your job search schedule around your energy. So for example, for me, I am most energized in the morning. What does that mean? I actually have to wake up earlier and I start working, around 7, because by the time I get to the evening time, I'm tired. My energy just isn't there. So figure out what works for you and then also allot certain days to task. So I've laid out something to think about here. Day 1, you're job searching. You're pulling a list of jobs. You're researching roles. Day 2, you spend that actually tailoring your resume. Day 3, you're networking. You're reaching out to people, you're getting referrals. And then day 4, you're applying. Now, I'm not going to say that you should be applying every 4 days. If you see a job that you're really, really interested in, a couple of things to pay attention to. How long has the job posting been live? If you've seen that it's been online for quite some time, you do want to apply to that sooner than later. But if you see a job was just posted literally that day, you do have some time to really tailor your resume. So don't rush to get your application in. Focus on tailoring it. Please don't look at job boards every day. I just want to emphasize that piece. So I'm gonna go ahead and start winding down into our Q&A. Some key things to think about. Staying organized, you all. Keep a job search tracker. You do want to keep a list of the jobs you apply to. What does that job search tracker look like? I have one that I created for my coaching clients, but it is essentially a spreadsheet that includes the name of the company, job title, date you applied, a link to that job position. I also encourage you to copy and paste those job descriptions into a Google Doc or even a Word doc or whatever you use, because what will happen is, let's say you applied to a job a month or 2 ago, they finally call you back for an interview. You're like, okay, shoot, there's a couple of issues that happen. The first issue that happens is you've applied to so many jobs, you don't even know what they're talking about. Having that job search tracker will keep you organized. Secondly, saving the job descriptions is great because let's say they close down the job posting. They don't want another 300 person applying to this job. So when you go back to pull the job description up to start prepping for the interview, it's gone. Y'all feel me? That's why you need to copy and paste these job descriptions into your own doc. So keep that job search tracker handy, and then create a brag sheet. That brag sheet is going to allow you to keep up with, that will allow you to tailor your resume. That will allow you to prep for interviews, and even those informational interviews as well too. Creating a brag sheet is great because, you know, again, the job search process is humbling. We may start to doubt ourselves when we keep getting no's. Always being able to refer to that brag sheet will just remind you of how great you are, how much experience you have, and how worthy you are, or how these companies more so are worthy of your experience. So keep that brag sheet handy. Update your skills and your networking inventory regularly. Stay in touch with your network. All right, there is magic in the follow-up, y'all. If somebody connects you to someone and you have a conversation with that person, please, please, please follow up with them, right? Keep them posted. Don't put all your eggs in one basket as well. When you get that job offer, don't just jump and accept it like, oh my gosh, thank you so much. No, take some time, negotiate salary, never accept on the spot. Even if you think you are this close to the job, to the job offer, let me tell you this. I have had people that got to the final round and they turned down all the other jobs, all the other interviews, because they thought they had it in the bag and then it went to someone else. This is why you need to keep applying and you need to keep interviewing. The other benefit to that as well is that you can counter offer. If you get multiple offers, you can use one offer. Let's say the company you really want is paying you 10K or offering you 10K less than the other job that you don't really want, but the pay is better, right? You can use that job to counter offer. So, and my last tip here is that your resume and your LinkedIn is a marketing document. It's not a historical document. You don't need to include any and everything. Remember, you want to be marketing yourself to the job marketplace. So I know I gave y'all a lot of information to think about, but I want to give you a special offer. You should work with me and our amazing coaches, Oye, Karen. If you are in a dead-end job that you don't enjoy, there's no room for growth. Perhaps you know you're meant for so much more, but your current job is holding you back. You're tired of settling for safe. You're feeling underpaid and overworked. And you desire to move from a job to a career. We want to keep this new year, new career energy going. I want to offer something to you. And this is Career Chasers. This is our monthly membership where driven Black and brown women or women of color can get the continued development and support they need to create a career in life they love. Again, y'all, our Career Chasers have earned over 500K in salary increases since we launched this in April. So I'm going to drop the link in here again for you all, careerchasersclub.com. We just opened up membership. And I'm telling y'all, in 6 months, you could be landing a job with a 30K salary increase. The other great thing about this is that you are able to get into a community of like-minded women, receive live career coaching. You can get access to our career resource library and so much more. So we are accepting new members right now. I haven't even put an announcement out on social media. Nicole said it's worth it, lots of gems every month. We just had our membership office hours on Monday, and we shared our words and themes for the year. We shared our vision boards, and we do this a lot, y'all. We really show up and support each other. If I have any men that are on here, we do have a real men of Career Chasers. So, and also, men, you get access to a group of some wonderful ladies. Galen is in here, what's up? So I saw something about a discount. Are there any discounts if you pay? Yes. So if you want to, you have two options. We have our monthly membership for $19 a month. We also have our annual membership. If you do sign up for the annual membership, you get 2 months free. You get 2 months free. Oops, let me drop this link in here again. Thank you, Chelsea. Chelsea, keep dropping that link in the chat for me. Once enrollment closes, it will not open up again in the spring. So let me just talk about some of the benefits of the program. We offer live career coaching. We do have a private Facebook community. And so let's say that you have an interview coming up and you want to practice real quick with someone, you want to sign up for career coaching, you're able to do that through our community. We show each other a lot of love in our Facebook group. We're always sharing links to articles, links to virtual networking events or career fairs, job opportunities. It's a referral network. Something that I encourage you all to think about is for every job you apply to, really try to get a referral. You have access to hundreds of people that can refer you to their companies. And if you go to our site, you can see some of the companies where our members work. Universal Music Group, Netflix, Facebook, Department of Education. Like, there's so many groups and so many industries. Again, we have a monthly theme. January's monthly theme is about how to create habits for this new year, new glow up, so that you can hit your professional goals. A few of our last themes, like I said, you will have access to if you do join. We have a month on resumes, interviewing. What else have we talked about, y'all? For some of the career chasers in here. They'll drop the themes in here. And we have monthly challenges, right? LinkedIn as well. So I want to just share some of the testimonials. So as you can see here, our members are applying to stretch roles and they're getting a 25K salary increase. A lot more confidence, knowing what you deserve, knowing how to remain humble yet confident, also just feeling inspired and motivated every day. Finding a space where you can speak openly about the job search and how it's awful sometimes, and to feel that you are supported. Getting feedback and suggestions, landing interviews. The group, we help each other stay positive, for sure. It's definitely been a blessing to me as well. Salary negotiation was also one of our themes. And we also, we talked about how to leave. Hey, Patrice, leaving a toxic work environment. We do Q&A as well. I'll bring in different experts in different industries. I am going to continue to do that this year in 2021. We had a Q&A with an employment attorney because a lot of us have been dealing with discrimination in the workplace, and we don't even know that there is legal action that we can take. So I brought in Michael Littlejohn, who is an employment attorney, just to kind of share what that process would look like. So those are just some of the benefits of joining. If you do join now, you will get this in the morning or tomorrow. I have a virtual interview prep guide of 30 interview tips that you can use for virtual interviewing. So if you do join tonight, if you do sign up tonight, you will get access to this tomorrow. So I'm gonna drop the link in here one more time. Who is signing up? I'm just curious. Who is signing up? Just say like I'm signing up in the chat. Yes. Yay. So let me shout out to so many of y'all. Angela, Erica, Sydney. Sydney said I signed up already. Nancy, April, welcome y'all. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Ted, yes. Oh, Jessica, you signed up thanks to Dur. I didn't even talk about Dur. Y'all, one of our members, Dur, she just signed a job offer with like at least a 20K salary increase, and Dur is like 7-8 months pregnant. So she tells me that she raves about the club. It really is a phenomenal group to be involved in. So thank you all so much. Yes, it is beneficial for journalists. I have some members that work for some bomb publications or journals. So again, we have members in every industry. What questions do you have for me about membership? And I'm just going to take a few of those questions about career chasers if you do have it. How do we know if we're getting Tiana, I'm not sure if I understand your question exactly. So it looks like I'm seeing a lot of people signing up. What questions do y'all have about career chasers? Does this also apply to current chasers? When should we renew? Sylvia, email us so we can let you know when your annual membership is time to pay again. Also, one of our members works at Dropbox, and her company did actually sponsor her annual membership. Some of the things that I'm looking to do this year is more corporate sponsorships. We already have some companies that I am in talks with that are interested in sponsoring. They have opportunities that they want to get in front of career chasers. So those opportunities are coming down the pipeline as well. Oh, so the discounted career coaching is 45% off. If you do have, if you're not sure if you're getting that pricing, just email us and we'll make sure you got it. So student memberships, it's $19 a month. Hey y'all, like, do I have any other Capricorns in here? Let this be a birthday present. But make sure you are connected with me on social media as well. Sometimes I have people that will sponsor memberships. Any other questions? Is it still beneficial without a Facebook account? Courtney, it definitely is. I will tell you there is an extra benefit with having a Facebook and being in the group. I know Facebook isn't the best sometimes, right? Let me stop sharing my screen, and I'm also going to share the template with y'all in just a second. When you join, you will get direct access to the membership portal that has all of the previous monthly webinars. Our next private membership webinar is on January 14th. And again, it's talking about the New Year professional glow up, those mental habits that you can set now to really change and shift your mindset to achieve your career goals. But when you sign up, you get access to the portal. You will get access to the Facebook group. And I have had members that didn't have a Facebook group, but they decided to sign up for Facebook literally just for that. Remember, I'm bringing that referral network to you. So you would still get access to the monthly webinars and all that as well too. Okay, so I'm seeing a lot of folks ask to drop the link in here again. There's a link again. Yes, cool. All right, y'all. I know you were here because you want that recruiter email template. So let me drop that link in here real quick. Bear with me 1 second. Now, I just dropped the link to the recruiter email template. Again, if you sign up by tonight, you will get an email tomorrow with the virtual interview checklist. Oh, student discounts. Can you talk about the career journal? I launched a career journal December 12th and sold almost 600 copies. If you bought the journal, that will be shipped out by the end of this month. Now I said shipped, not delivered, because FedEx and UPS are trolling us. I can't control when it's delivered, but it will be shipped out by the end of this month. Do y'all want to see what the career journal looks like? Okay, don't go nowhere. It's right here. So this is the journal. This is the journal. It is a career journal. Why did I create this? I created a career journal because as a coach, I would always tell my clients to journal about their career and their experiences. And when I would go on Amazon or Google, I didn't see any. So I said, why don't I create one? So there are guided journal prompts that really cover a lot of the things that we talked about tonight. There's affirmations as well. Affirmations on about every 10 to 15 pages. So some of the questions in here, we're gonna ask you to list non-negotiables for your next job, get your coins, and then add some. Y'all, I literally can't wait until you all get this journal. I really can't. There's a goal setting worksheet in here. There's a brag sheet worksheet in here as well too. More affirmations. And if y'all want to know another secret, I'm actually going to be launching some career affirmation cards, hopefully by April, so that you can really take the journal and then use these affirmations to continue to build on your mindset as well. So the journals are sold out at the moment, but if you stay connected with me, I will be just sharing when the journal is back online and available for purchase. I want this journal to get in Target, y'all. I see it on the shelves when I go in there. And when you do get your journal, they're gonna come in these cute bags. I just got these today in the mail, and you get a little postcard too. So branding is really important. Thank y'all for the encouragement. So that's the career journal. Yes, did you autograph the journal, Galen? Be quiet. I will sign the cards though. I'm signing the postcards. Here's a link to sign up again. Y'all, this email template, I'm gonna drop the link in here again. For the recruiter email template, but something to note is that you can tailor this. You have to tailor it for your industry. I just want y'all to know that. Okay, so let me get through some of these questions if I can. Does the membership include live coaching? The membership does include live coaching. So each month we have our monthly webinar. If you really like this webinar tonight, we do this every month, but then we also do a monthly office hours where that's really just Q&A with our career coaches, whether that be me, Oye, or Karen. So yes, there is live coaching as well. Membership won't be open again until after April. Career Chasers is friendly to entry new level grads as well. Mandy, no, the membership is open to everyone. So, yes, the Career Chasers is for, I say it's for Black and brown women, but know that we have white men in the group. We have white women in the group. We have people of all backgrounds, ethnicities, experiences in the group, because at the end of the day, this career advice is universal. So that's something to keep in mind as well. When does membership close? Membership closes on January 13th. Oh, Jessica, shoot us an email or drop a question in the Facebook group. If you're already a member and you want to get the virtual interview checklist, just respond to our weekly emails. And the journal is sold out right now, but the journal will be available again, hopefully by March. Kim, you gonna get on Facebook? Thank you, Mandy. Understand that. Ooh, June Lee asked, when you reach the final stages of the interview or offer letter, what if you don't have a counter offer? And what do you say if you don't have that kind of leverage? Good question. You always want to negotiate salary. Because 9 times out of 10, companies aren't giving you what they really could pay you. They're giving you what they hope you can accept. I want you all to know that salary negotiation is really a part of the application, the hiring process. Does that make sense? It's just another conversation. You want to ask for at least 10% more than what you truly want so that you can negotiate down just a little bit. If you don't have a counter offer, you still need to negotiate. And know that salary is just 70% of the total compensation package. I think in October or September, we have a whole module on salary negotiation with a salary negotiation template and script and all of that. So I'll be going for a communication journalism based job interview this morning in Nigeria. What can you say is tips for me? I'm a little bit tense. I don't even know where to start. That's such a broad question. You're going to do great. You're going to do great. You want to make the interview conversational as well. You know, ask them questions. Here's one of my favorite interview tips. If you can, start asking questions after the second interview. I hate those interviews that are like question, answer, and then you have 3 minutes at the end to ask your question. If you can, as upfront and early as possible, ask the interviewer, what are you all really looking for in a candidate? And then based on what they tell you, that will allow you to leverage that information in the rest of your interview responses. I see a question in here about explaining a 3-year gap due to personal reasons. Travel, sick, family, consulting. Well, gaps are going to be a thing now. And I hate that companies, really act funny when people have gaps because life happens, right? Especially for women, we have babies or we got to take care of sick children or older family members. People get laid off, right? I don't think we should ask about job gaps in 2020, period. Because let's just not talk about 2020, right? But life happens, right? I think you should be honest if you're able to be honest, or if you're comfortable with being vulnerable. Focus on that consulting work that you've done. As long as you weren't idle, you weren't like, I just wanted to take a year off and just, chill a little bit. Whether maybe you took a year off to go and travel and live life, that's great. But you want to talk more about the things that you've done that are directly related to the roles you're applying to. What have you learned? What new skills have you picked up? What programs or training, things have you done, right? If you do have a gap on your resume, they're likely going to ask you about it. So you do want to be prepared to answer that question. Oh, Rita, I just saw this. Yeah, you can share screenshots of the slides. I know I'm a little late. How do you determine what your brand is? That's a really good question. Ariel, are you still here? Oh, okay. How do you determine your brand? One, I think getting some career coaching is going to be really valuable to help pull that out. Think about who you help. Let me drop these questions in the chat. Who do you help? Who is your customer? We all have customers. If you're a professor, your customer is your student, right? You're serving someone. So who do you help? How? I want you to answer these questions. Who do you help? How do you help them? And then what are the results, tangible results that you provide? I'm also going to recommend 16 Personalities. 16 Personalities is a free personality tool that will really help to pull out some of those strengths and skills in your work style and work preferences. This is why this journal is so important, y'all, because that's going to help you really think about what your brand is. Ted, you said, what do you suggest when you cannot find a referral or a point of contact for a position you're interested in? I want to know why. When you say you're not able to find a referral or point of contact, I mean, if you're not able to, what is it, a company of one? Is it a company of two? Is it just that small? Like, I want to really understand why you can't find someone. But okay, if they don't respond, sometimes if they don't respond, just put in the application. I'm not going to tell you all to not apply if you don't have a referral, but I would encourage you to get a referral, really build that referral network the same way that you are applying, if that makes sense. So if you can't, still put the application in. At the end of the day, even if you do have a referral, you still have to apply just so that your application can, I mean, that's just a part of the process. In order for them to move you forward, you do still have to apply. So I would say still apply, but still try to tap into your network if you can. What are the top jobs fields where people are being hired during COVID? That would be, and if Oye is still here, Oye is in the tech world. So tech, e-commerce, healthcare, supply chain, just a few. But also understand as well that you can do, I'm not sure what exact job title you have, but you can do your job likely for different companies, right? A tech company needs a marketing person. A marketing company needs a tech person. So you definitely want to kind of go beyond, you know, that maybe narrow field that you have in mind. Not you, but I'm saying in general. So how to negotiate a raise for an internal transition when it's a lateral move. There's a few things to think about. With that, how to negotiate a raise for an internal transition. You want to look at the comparable salaries in like company adjacent roles. So yes, you might be going for a raise internally. Let's say you want to go from, I don't know, I'm trying to think of an easy job title. Let's say you are going to a, you know, financial planner or financial analyst role in your company, and that's not what you're currently doing. See what other companies are paying financial analysts like online. But the cool thing about you being internal is that, you know, hopefully you can start having conversations with people at the organization, looking up salary bands if your company does value pay transparency, and still negotiate. You can also negotiate for, you know, other benefits. Maybe you can get a higher professional development budget. You know, you can get a certification, right? Those things are going to bring the price up for your next job and the job after that. So y'all, we are right at time. I can't believe I got through all of this in 2 hours. Again, y'all, was this helpful tonight? Did you get a lot out of it? And I want y'all to sign up. I want you to sign up for Career Chasers. So Maya said, this has been incredibly helpful. Not looking for a new role until later this year. Good, but you know how to set yourself up for success. A lot of new LinkedIn connections. I'm so glad to hear that. No more blind applying. Yeah, I think you can save this chat. Are y'all able to save the chat? Just click on the 3 dots and see if you're able to save it. Again, y'all, sign up for Career Chasers. It's $19 a month. You get 2 months free if you sign up for the annual membership. And if you sign up tonight, you will get the virtual interview checklist tomorrow. I want to thank y'all so much for being so engaging and really making this a fun experience. I wish you all the best of luck in your job search this year. And I can't wait to see y'all a part of the membership community. So thank you all again and have a great, great, great night. Bye.